Hey y'all, this is Allison hanging out in my space to craft. I have not really been in here for a week. I've just been out of sorts, not wanting to craft, not wanting to post videos. I don't know why. But I leave in a week for Disney World and I want to make the, the starting pages for each of the parks. So I did spend some time on my Cricut creating titles. So let me just quickly explain what I did. For Animal Kingdom, I knew I wanted green. I wanted something safari. So I think I plugged in safari and found this layered font, which I really like. Magic Kingdom, I just used a scrolly font and then I found a castle in the background, and I like that the castle had hearts. So I've just layered that up. It'll print separately. Hollywood Studios, I did the Hollywood Studios. I found the film strip, the camera, and the little clapboard separate, and I've layered those together. A couple of them are welded, so I'm going to cut those and make that. And then for Epcot, I just did a layered title, but I decided I would do something that roughly resembled the globe for the O. So I've done that separately also. And I'm showing black for the shadow here. I might change that to silver. I was going to do this for the Animal Kingdom, but I don't like that as well, so I'm going to delete that. So that's all 4 parks with the title for it. And I've pulled out a whole bunch of scraps and different pieces of paper in greens and reds and black and silver and a few other things to help me create these titles. So let me get my Cricut going, cut these, and then we'll come back and I'm going to probably stick these things together. This one will be difficult to stick together. It'll be separate, but I'll stick the backs to it. I'll create it. And then this one I'll probably have to do on the page. But this I'll definitely create with you. So let's get going and do some more Disney album prep work. All right, so I spent some time moving things around on my mats to get, not have to run 6 different mats through for 6 different colors. But I'm just going to put together, the part that almost took the longest was figuring out which little squares went with which one. That took a little while. And I did ink both the under square and the top square. And I'm just using Distress Oxide Black Soot for the ink throughout this album. I'm just trying to be consistent with that because, there's a lot of black in Mickey Mouse. So rather than doing brown on some pages and things like that. Now this I created on my Cricut by welding these 2 things together. I didn't have to do that. I could have layered them, but I'm pretty happy with it. And then, so I put all the pieces, including the letters, together, and then selected them all and did an offset to get the background, if you have not done that before. Now, this was a pain. First of all, I struggle with it because I think I printed it on the wrong side. This is glossy white paper. Both sides are a little glossy. I think I just stuck it down the wrong way. So then I'm trying to take the glossiest side and stick it on there, and it did not work very well because they were going in the wrong direction, so you'll see. I kind of wish for this they had done cutouts and then I could just stick a white square on the back of it. That would have been simpler, but I I struggle with this. So you can watch me struggle. It's sped up though, thank goodness. So here's where I'm doing it, and then I put it on there. I'm like, wait a minute, that's in the wrong direction. It doesn't make sense. And so at some point I figure out it's just backwards. That's me. Oh, glossy, not glossy. So that's when I figure it out. And I'm using this little pickup tool to help, and that is a huge assistant in this process. And then I can move things around with the sharp edge. On this glossy paper, you do get a little tiny bit more time with even with the art glitter glue to move things around. So this takes a little while, and it's probably not perfect, but it's also going to be, you know, have letters near it. It's just part of a title, so it doesn't have to be picture perfect. I'm okay with it. Everything's handmade, right? So I decided that I would create the titles for each of the parks that we're going to visit and sort of pre-create those pages. So probably the next, I don't know if I'll combine them, but I'll do sort of a base page with that title for each of the parks. I've already done two of them that I did after I finished these titles. I just need to see if they should be, if I speed them up, if I can put two in one. They're not super detailed, is the thing. I'm trying to leave flexibility. I'm leaving space for a photo, and then I might layer some other things on top of it. So I'm not putting a ton of embellishments on those pages, but they're pretty cute. So look for those. I will post those one each of the next couple of days. Now, lesson learned the hard way on these kind of letters is lay them out first and then start gluing. And I did line these up in a straight line when I created it. I could have made it, you know, crooked or whatever, but I feel like the Art Deco look of Hollywood Studios warranted straight lines for these. So I do start with the first couple where I can see where they fit, and then the D, I can tell where that fits, and then the rest of it, I'm going to use a little guide to make sure that I get them straight. And so that comes together pretty quickly. And you can see I didn't do the word animal yet. I'll do that off screen. You didn't need to see me do that entire title. And I'm just going to fit in. So there's Hollywood and then studio. I don't have any guides for the word studio because it's just internal to the picture, but I'm going to lay it down and then I'm going to use a guide. And you can't use the film as a guide, the film strip as a guide, because that's not, excuse the top of my head there, because that's not straight, even though I have it laid out straight on my board. That was probably messing with my head a little bit for this. Good thing I don't have my gray showing. right, so there's that one finished. Oh, and I still didn't get it straight. Well, maybe it is. It looks fine on the page. Let's just say that. Probably would have helped myself to create a little bit of a line there, but that's okay. And then we'll move on to Epcot. So this is not the Epcot ball. It's just a disco ball, but I thought it still sort of gave that idea. And I'm going to use that for the O in Epcot instead. And then I created a silver, I cut the same size letters out in red and in silver. And then I'm just making the silver be a reflection. And I like that look. I think that's pretty fun. And then I'm just going to lay out the Magic Kingdom and show you, but that needs to get glued directly onto the page. So, and I'm not quite ready to do that yet, but that will be a page coming up. So please give this video a thumbs up and come back as I work on these title pages. Thanks a lot, you guys.